For you and bring you greetings as a brother of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. As Pastor Anthony stated, I am James Monroe Fleming III, and I am a proud product of Cabarrus County and the Logan community. My mother, Dr. Wanda White Walker, my father, the late James M. Fleming Jr., both sets of grandparents and great-grandparents taught me how important this community is. So I'm excited to be able to stand before you for this Dr. King celebration and talk. Dr. King was initiated into the Sigma chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated at Boston University in 1952. As Dr. King was initiated, he began to understand one of the most profound foundations we hold in Alpha Phi Alpha, which is love for all mankind. He believed that everyone deserved and should be given a sense of equality. Dr. King lived his life under two foundational biblical principles: faith and hope. Throughout the civil rights movement, Dr. King encouraged his followers to embrace everyone with love, even in the hardest times. Moments when fire hoses were unleashed on innocent people for wanting a better life. Moments where lynchings were accustomed to those of privileged backgrounds as a result of keeping people in line. Yes, even in those moments, Dr. King continued to inspire us that not only should we love one another despite our injustice done to us, but also to never lose our hope. In times like these, we must continue to remember faith and hope. In times like these, we must remember that there are some difficult days ahead. In times like these, we must remember that our faith is what got our ancestors through 400 years of enslavement. Yes. In times like these, we must remember that our hope is not in the privilege-controlled Senate or House of Representatives. Our hope is not in the twisted, ultra-conservative Supreme Court of the United States. Yeah. And most of all, our hope is not in the racist, xenophobic, divisive, and bitter, incompetent individual who is going to occupy the White House starting next Monday. Our hope is in our God who sits on the throne day and night. Stone is the road we have trodden, and bitter the chastening rod. Our history is filled with evidence that we must and always should stay hopeful. In everything that we do, we must continue to keep hope alive. Many of you know, or you may not know, I'm a middle school English teacher here in Cabarrus County at C.C. Griffin Middle. Shout out to the mighty Logan High School. There's a talk about the equity in education being taken away from public schools, which will affect our students of ebony hue. Many may worry, but we as a people have no need to worry. For you see, when education was denied or limited before, we took limited resources and had faith that it would work out, and we produced some of the best doctors, lawyers, nurses, teachers, preachers, and business executives right here in the Logan community. When they denied us education in public schools, we had black churches which educated some of the finest people in the land. When we couldn't get white schools to admit us, we had beautiful, strong, purposeful, historically black colleges and universities found and opened their doors to teach us that we are somebody and we must depart to serve our community. When our communities are in despair, we have divine non-fraternities and sororities and organizations to help bridge the gap for those who speak out and for us to speak up for them in despair. Most of all, when things get hard, we have people like Mr. Alan T. Small, Miss Ella Mae Small, Miss Doris P.A., Miss Wilma King Means, Reverend Donald Anthony, and the late James and Peggy Fleming show us that it's not about hiding behind anything, but tapping into our faith and fighting for every single right that we deserve day and night. So I encourage you on this day, do not give up. We cannot throw in the towel. We cannot afford to do any of that. We can't allow what society is saying in the picture that they're painting keep you in a plantation mentality. Amen. Dr. King told us that he made it to the mountaintop to see the promised land. And we are his dream. We are on the mountaintop now. Amen. However, it is our job to ensure that we and those who come after us stay there. Thank you.